welcome to Robert Sarazin Blake from the kitchen table. My name is Robert Sarazin Blake. This is the kitchen table today, and as you'll notice, things are looking a little different. Our producer, David Pender Lofgren, is in touch with somebody who has a head cold, and this being COVID time, we aren't taking any chances. So David and I are separating for this show, which is a great loss to the show because David's music is far more than his tech, and his tech is what makes the show happen. So we miss having you very much here, David. So it's just going to be me. We are at a very special little spot that I get to rehearse in from time to time, and so bear with us, everybody. The technical aspects of the show are a little different. Hey, I'm getting all lost in the details. Who cares? We got a great show for you tonight. Robert Sarazin Blake from the kitchen table with special guests Klauder Reeb Willms. Woo! Looking forward to hearing them sing and play for you from wherever they are. They were guests on the kitchen table way back in April. We started the show, and we get to catch up with them a little bit, see how they've been doing. Often we like to start the show by saying, "Come sit down, we're lamenting. Yesterday sad ending about the water in your whiskey. The brass passed off to gold, another round descending into old time memory of a day when the wind was wooden. Silver, silver, gold was gold. Come sit down, we're lamenting. A century sad ending about the water in me whiskey. The brass passed off to gold, another round. We're descending into old time memory of a day when the wind was wooden. Silver, silver, gold was gold. Sweet home was home." Welcome to my kitchen table. When you come to my kitchen table, I'm going to say something to you along the lines of, can I get you a drink? And that's what I'm going to say to you right now. And I hope you like porter, because I like to drink porter. So I'm just going to have one, and I'm going to pour a little bit for you. The idea of the show here is, when we play these gigs, best part of being a musician is you get to run around and you play the gigs. And then after the gigs, you end up back at somebody's house where you're crashing for the night, and you spend a little time sitting around the kitchen table playing some songs. So we're going to get a bit of that spirit later on with Klauder Reeb, but I'm going to pour a little something to elicit the spirit for myself and pouring a little bit for all of you out there in the land. You're very welcome at the kitchen table. Pull up a chair. And we always like to start off the show by just taking a moment and saying, hey, these are some strange times, COVID times. We like to light a few candles at the start of the show, and sometimes it works better than others. Let's see here. I would like to light a candle always for all those who are lost in the COVID pandemic. People, many, many lives are lost. They were thinking, all of us had empty Thanksgiving tables, but some of us had kitchen tables at Thanksgiving that will stay empty. And so we light a candle for all those lost. And we light a candle for everybody suffering. Maybe you've lost a job. Maybe you've lost people you love. You're suffering. We light a candle for you. And we light a candle for hope. Because even in dark times, there's lots to be thankful for. And we're going to have a good time no matter what. Lots to be thankful for in my life. Let's get the show going now. Zoe's been drinking, Zoe's been drinking, Zoe's been drinking again. Last time I saw her out on the town, she had all 4 sheets in the wind. At first I was afraid to join the parade, but soon enough I jumped in. Zoe's drinking, Zoe's drinking, Zoe's drinking again. Started on a Sunday and it moved to a Monday. Tuesday with the country band too. Wednesday found us out of the ground, something they all used to do. The band still plays, but I'm afraid the nights I make it all for you. Unless Zoe's been drinking, Zoe's been drinking, Zoe's been drinking again. She says I'm going to Mexico. I said I've heard that line before. She said, you don't believe me, you don't believe me, you'll never believe me, it's true. All I've said though often read, it was all so blue. But if you don't trust, I'll do what I must. I'll fly away from you. That's when I just said, Zoe's been drinking, Zoe's been drinking, Zoe's been drinking again. There's so many places we want to go, and we can't go there anymore. My downtown is like your town. There's not a lot of people hanging around downtown. There's so many places we want to go. Still, sometimes I like to walk around downtown to remind myself that I live in a town. There's so many places we want to go, and we can't get together with the people we love here at the holidays. We can't get together at the bar with people we want to be loving in the future. We cannot do things we want to be doing, and we're just dealing with this new reality. So many places we want to go, and we do this because we don't want other people to die, so we take precautions that we take. So many places we want to go. Talk about it again and again. What places we have done. All the places we've already been. Zoe's been drinking, Zoe's been drinking, Zoe's been drinking again. And me too, what else can I do? I like to be with my friends. You should come too, there's plenty to do. I'm not worried about when we'll get home. Then he'd be singing, then he'd be swinging, then he'd be drinking again. Now we're in the zone. Always feels so good. I love practicing in this room right here at this undisclosed location because it sounds good in here. I hope that sound is coming across to you. Just like to do some recordings in here. It's just the perfect verb in this room. I hope that the ones and zeros that connect me to you are picking up on that sound. Mm-hmm. Everybody knew he was lying, even those who thought he was God. They couldn't explain their thinking, they wouldn't look beyond the facade. They just knew it made them feel better than they never felt before. He was the guy they could not deny the chance to be restored. Not all of them were greedy, a lot of them were. Some of them were needy, needing someone to adore, someone who told it like it is, using language rough and clear. They got a kick from this hotel prick, famous for Sandy Fire. said, the uninformed are my friends. I'll tell you what's true, he said, the start, middle, and end. The newspapers will lie to you. They don't want you to be right. I'm gonna make this country once again a great place to be white. Then the people they knew started dying from a disease they couldn't see. Your man kept on lying, telling them not to believe. The snowflakes and the libtards, slack belly and soft spine. But disease doesn't wave a flag and leaves the dead behind. It's hard to turn around when you're on a path. It's been harder to switch teams. It's culture, it's tradition, it's what you believe. But it's hard to defend the behavior. The line makes you tired. Millions in November said, hey buddy, you're fired. Millions in November said, hey buddy, you're fired. Undesired meat that's been expired. Our country in shame you admire. With cold you conspire. Your actions shall be inquired. Your exit is required. If you stall an evacuation, will have transpired. You see you're fired. That means you gotta leave. You're fired. Well, we've added a new segment to the show for people who have, hey, welcome everybody who's not a regular viewer. We got a lot of regular viewers, so we get a little relaxed sometimes, and we forget to say welcome everybody who maybe has not been to the kitchen table before. I sure hope you're enjoying yourself so far. I'm glad that you're here. We've been doing something the last few weeks. It's been really fun, and we'll do it again this week. So I'm going to play a bit longer here, and then we'll have our guests, Klauder Reeb Willms, will join us. They'll play a bit. And then we will sit around swapping songs around the kitchen table. And at the end of that, we will play a little bit of a game called Stump the Band, where you call in, and you get to have 3 requests, and you're going to see if between Klauder Reeb and myself, if we can honor any one of those 3 requests. And they can be absolutely anything at all. You know, it's more fun if it's something that's approximately possible for us to do. If you're going to request Flight of the Bumblebees, I'd say that's not a good shot, or Classical Gas, that we will be able to pull that off. And you're also welcome to request songs that we know, because sometimes we don't know songs that we know, and that makes it exciting too. All to say, we played Stump the Band a couple of weeks ago, and Henry in St. Louis, he requested The Wayward Wind, which I thought, it rings a bell, but I don't know it. So then I went and learned it, or at least I'm going to give it a blast anyways. The wayward wind is a restless wind. A restless wind that's bound to wander. And he was born the next of kin to the wayward wind, to the wayward wind. In a lonesome shack by a railroad track, I spent my long younger days, and a lonesome sound of the outward bound made me a slave, made me a slave to my wandering ways. The lone wayward wind is a lonesome wind. some wind that's made to wander, and he was born the next of kin to the wayward wind, to the wayward wind. Well, I met her down in a border town. I swore we'd never part, though I tried my best to settle down. Now she's alone with a broken heart. It's the wayward wind, is a restless wind, is a restless wind that's bound to wander, and we were born the next of kin, the next of kin with a wayward wind. Going out to Henry in St. Louis, thanks for playing Stump the Band a few weeks ago. And if you want to play Stump the Band this week, the trivia question is, who first recorded the song, The Wayward Wind? And if you can't think of who first recorded, put a comment in there about anyone who you think might be the first that they recorded it at all. Actually, it'd be fun to compile all the different people who have recorded that song. So write that in, and the person who gets the closest to the first person who recorded it will be our caller today. If they want to call in, you have to be up for the task of there. So also, if you're new to the show, we do like to invite everybody to just put a comment put a note in the comments about where you're listening from. So it's fun to see where everybody's from. My name's Robert Sarazin Blake from the kitchen table. This is the little kitchen table today. We are at a different kitchen table. Caleb, Klauder, and Reeb Willms are coming up soon. This song's been running through my head all week. A song from the great songwriter from Vergennes, Vermont. Anais Mitchell. I never felt so high. I never felt so high. I think I'm coming down. I never laughed so loud. Never laughed so loud. I think I'm coming down. Nothing's gonna stop me now. Nothing's gonna stop me now. I think I'm coming down. Please, please don't leave. Is it feeling? Not yet. Not yet. Don't leave. I never felt so high. Never felt so high. Think I'm coming down. I'm all by bridges. They fill me with wonder. They fill me with awe. But don't neglect the grandeur. Hands poured the pilots. Smooth concrete, lifted the storms, played out the vision of the eyes of the desk, pencil in hand, cup of coffee, paper and calculation, architect with the plans, artist with the design, engineer with equations, men and women of desire. Politicians pass legislation, funding bills, the ways and means. Tax collector collected, clerk carried the one, put it in the right pile, we paid the bill in April, put it off, the addition, didn't have the money, maybe next year, so we'd all get somewhere else, other end of the valley, cross the Russian River, Lake Pontchartrain, fjords and fields, redwood trees, here's out in the oceans, sending ships across seas. And if it's rain, we might not notice. If the radio's strong, we might not see. Just take for granted all that's been expanded, the hands it took to get to the other side. I'm awed by bridges. That'll be off the new record whenever I can get back in the studio. The studio I was making this record in, it's in the Hudson Valley, New York. So a little tricky to get back to that studio right now. But you know what? It's going to be all right. We're just making the best of whatever situation we're in. And David, I'm wondering if we can pull this off. And for those of you who don't usually see the show, usually I'm here with the producer of the show, David Pender Lofgren, on my right, playing the Balron and doing the tech. But we're not able to be in the same room safely today, so we're in different rooms. David, can you tell me a few of the comments coming in on Facebook there, so I can, bring them to the kitchen table? And if you need a song to do so, I'll play one and then we can chat about it. Caleb and Reeb, I'm going to do two more, and then we're going to go all the way over to wherever they are. I don't know where they are. I have two really good guesses, but I'm not sure which one. So, particularly David, I want to know if anybody is making any comments about who originally recorded The Wayward Wind. And is Henry even watching out there? He was waiting outside the bar on a Monday night. He said, "What are you doing here?" She said, "I thought I might catch you on your way home. See if you wanted to walk." Hands went together, headed towards the dock. This was not the first time this kind of thing went on. They had already called it off, they were already done. But I swear that I saw them all. Whiskey got flowed, they mixing it with tea. Glass has got empty, hands got on knees. We watch each other's faces as the sun lit up the sky. Head for home, headed for goodbye. Rain and she smoked a cigarette. He smoked one too. Then they smoked another one. I guess that's what you do when it's morning and you stall. All in love. They had the bricks with which the way downstairs gets paved. She had a wet walk home. He dropped the telephone when it rained. But it never happens easy, and it rarely happens slow. Just enjoy the moments before they up and go. It's still on an autumn night, but summer is just gone. The sidewalks swelling bar blast in its last song. I remember that I saw them fall in love. Good reverb in this room. So, David, have we learned what's going on in the comments? But again, if you're just tuning in, you're very welcome here at the kitchen table. My name is Robert Sarazin Blake. Reeb Willms is going to be joining the kitchen table in just one more song. But let's see what's going out there in comment land. I cannot see comment land from my perch here by the wood stove drinking porter. I hope you're enjoying your porter. What's the word from our producer? The word, he's getting the word is coming to the producer and it's on its way. The word is biggest mess you'd ever seen. Well, the bass player met a girl in Toledo the night the drummer broke his hand. The fiddle player was pretty convinced she was gonna quit the band. Well, the basement show went off that night. It nearly brought the whole house down. There's no pride like the pride in the eyes of those who make it in the underground. Well, it looked like a bunch of failures, unemployed, broken me. For those with a quick eye could tell they were living the rock and roll. We were ended in New Jersey. I was beaten, I was tired. The band was drinking Mad Dog 2020 and they were wired. They heckled worse, they patronized, they couldn't take another blow. The time I ever told anyone, get out of my show. It's not every audience you can bring to the knees. Don't let him forget who has a star and roll in your rock and roll dream. And it starts out with a poster, John Lennon wearing shades. You get a gig, you get a guitar when you get older. Who even cares about getting paid? Always a good time when I do the song to take an opportunity to say, please do throw a few dollars in the digital tip jar. All the money that comes into me will be spread between myself, Caleb, and Reeb. So all the money comes in one pot, but believe you me, I'll be spreading it around to everybody. Where were we? Oh yeah. Pensacola, Florida, seated dark blue sea. And you call down to Texas, then back home to the jamboree. I slept in bars, played in cars, once woke up in the snow. Voice like a whip thrush, get on down that road. Well, I know what to say about the cat and curiosity. But I don't drink milk, I drink beer. I'm a man in love with a rock and roll dream. Sitting around Cap Hanson's on a Tuesday night. The bands are back from out of the swapping stories of the fight. The band broke down, we didn't make any money. No one came to that show. The old guys got the same old stories. The young guys always will. The band in the corner, they play here every week. The drummer gets so drunk, so stoned, that he can't play war. When they break into the chorus, we all sing along, 'cause we all know what it means. We all just want another chance at that rock and roll dream. And it starts out with a poster, Bob Marley in the split. You get to lots of guitars when you get older. You're hanging on to that old man. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here with me at the kitchen table. Caleb, Klauder Reeb Willms are coming in. And right before they do, I'll let you know that next week, Scott Cook is going to be our guest. And the week after that will be Bridget Kearney of Lake Street Dive, also of Bridget Kearney. So excited to have both of them on. But make no more delay, all the way from somewhere other than here. Now they're at the kitchen table. Here's Caleb, Klauder Reeb Willms.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you so much. Thank you for having
Hi,
us
everyone.
on the show.
Glad to be across the kitchen table from you, Robert. if only. Well, we have a few songs for you all. We'd like to start with one of Caleb's original songs. This one's called Sick, Sad, and Lonesome. Hopefully that's not how you're feeling tonight, but if you are, then sometimes hearing a song is the perfect way to feel your feelings.
Oh, 10,000 reasons wrong for you and you were wrong for me. The things you wanted most of all, I know I'll never be. But I tried to love you best, but it just was not right. And that's why I'm sick, sad, and lonesome tonight. Yes, I'm sick, sad, and lonesome tonight. I'm wishing I was by your side, just holding you tight. I'd call you on the telephone, but we'd only fight. That's why I'm sick, sad, and lonesome tonight. Do you remember, dear, when we were young and our love was oh so free? You promised if I was true to you, you'd be true to me. Oh, but now we're far apart and I cannot make it right. That's why I'm sick, sad, and lonesome tonight. Yes, I'm sick, sad, and lonesome tonight. I'm wishing I was by your side, just holding you tight. Well, I'd call you on the telephone, but we'd only fight. That's why I'm sick, sad, and lonesome tonight. Oh, yes, I'm sick, sad, and lonesome tonight. I'm wishing I was by your side, just holding you tight. Well, I'd call you on the telephone, but we'd only fight. That's why I'm sick, sad, and lonesome tonight. Oh, yes, that's why I'm sick, sad, and lonesome tonight. Sick, sad, and
All right.
lonesome.
Huh.
Cheers, everybody. Nice to see
Cheers.
you again. We were on a quarantine happy hour last night, and we're happy to be here with Robert around the kitchen table tonight. And like I said last night, it feels like we're on tour. 2 shows in 1 weekend. Woo!
We didn't even have to leave our house.
I didn't even think we'd ever have a show ever again. But here we are.
Oh, come on, Caleb.
Thanks again, Robert, for having us on. And David, make sure everything sounds great. You're going to give us a thumbs up, and that's going to be good.
Yeah.
Actually, no news is good news. All right, 2
Yeah.
thumbs up. We got 2 thumbs up. That's great. Reeb, you want to sing a song?
Sure. Let's do one called Same Little Heart.
Yeah, sounds good.
There in my heart. I'm glad that they still claim me. It's good to be there when I can be. All right, let's play.
Where'd you play your first gig, Reeb?
Well, my very first gig was at Stewart's Coffee House back in the day, and it was a pivotal moment because I met 2 people that day that I still call dear friends. One of them was Devin Champlin, and one of them was Dream Fro, and meeting them was like a gateway into the music community of Bellingham. So that was one thing led to another, and here I am today. But I was lucky to play it at the String Band Jamboree many times over the years, and always look forward to that in the summer. Such a great gathering of friends and good music.
Yeah, cool.
Hopefully we'll be there next August. I remember when I was young, watching the breeze blow by. I remember when I was young, laying in the fields as the clouds rolled by. A little girl standing there in the doorway of a barn, hot and dusty breeze. As the twilight falls over the farm, and I wonder where those days have gone. And I still have the same little heart that I had then. I can still feel my family there on that quiet farm on the high desert plain. At night we take a drive in our pea green pickup truck. We'd find old houses and farms left behind in search of better love, forgotten and fallen down. But we love to go inside. We could imagine them full of love and life and pride. And I wonder where those days have gone. And I still have the same little heart that I had then. I can still feel my family there on that quiet farm on the high desert plain. Sorry, Caleb. There's a country graveyard in a field down a gravel road. The plots are cracked and bare. Father's family is buried there. I wish I could speak with them, know their faces and know their minds. Would we see eye to eye as I carried on in these times? And I wonder where those days have gone. And I still have the same little heart that I had then. I can still feel my family there on that quiet farm on the high desert plain.
Thank you, Reeb.
You're welcome.
Great song. I'm going to do a little tuning here while
Okay.
you set us up for the next one.
What should we do next, Caleb?
I like that.
Should we do, you want to do on the floor?
Yeah.
Well, we'll do another one of Caleb's originals for you. This one's called Pieces on the Floor. Hopefully you don't feel like this either tonight.
Hey, Reeb, should we do it?
Oh,
I'm sure you're all admiring our beautiful stage here
Display.
tonight. We have quite the stage. We've been making wreaths, cutting our own greens and reds, I guess. Making wreaths, and we got some
some fruit.
fruit that we picked off the trees
and a squash.
and squash. We got a set list, and we got some drinks and nice candles because Robert has set the stage for the precedent for having candles during the show, which we think is wonderful. But we've got these random funny eggs here on the table that were gifted to us, and I don't know. All I know is that they're party eggs, and I feel like we're having a good time and a party. So it might just be time to figure out how these party eggs work. What do you think, Reeb?
Okay,
All right.
this is for Katie Harris.
Oh, now we're having fun. It's a party egg.
All right, let's play a country song.
All right. What's that? Oh, when you first came to me, I was pieces on the floor. That one I thought I loved the best walked right out the door. Oh, I had no idea what for me lay in store. But I hope I never get that lonely anymore. Oh, the things I used to do were not the proper kind. My life was full of sin. I got the trouble on my mind. Oh, so many broken hearts are everywhere I find. Oh, I hope I never, ever get that lonely anymore. Oh, so now I turn back to was 4.
Oh, did we
He asked
play
us to
4?
play 4.
All right.
So I think we're going to go right back to. He says one more.
One
All right,
more.
we'll sing one more for you. You get
So
this party moved off this
confetti
set
off.
list here so we can know what's going on. We are having a good time.
Let's do a fiddle tune.
All right, that sounds like a
What
good
do you
idea.
say?
Well, it is that time of year. Actually, I'm a little bit late on it this year, but it's a fire making time, and we got the wood stove going. Actually, folks, you in the audience tonight you're sitting right on top of our wood stove. You're
Well,
wondering how we do that, but
Almost.
you are got confetti in my bow here. But it's wood stove time. It's a cozy wood stove. You can see Robert's is there, ours is there, and that means putting up a lot of firewood in your woodshed. So I wrote this fiddle tune a few years ago called "Putting Up the Wood."
G?
Yep. One more time. Putting up the wood.
Yeah, lovely
So-
stuff.
All right.
Nice.
Oh, still partying.
Woo!
Right back to you, Robert.
The numbers would indicate that when you see 70 some people watching, that means there's well over 1,000 people at the kitchen table tonight. And that makes me think it's a pretty big kitchen table. But one thing I don't know is what's your kitchen table jets into your kitchen, and I don't know where your kitchen is right now.
We're in a small little cabin here. It's about maybe less than 400 square feet, and the kitchen is just
It's right
like
there.
about 2 feet away.
I could
Here, I'll make a little noise. Check this out.
I could throw Caleb a piece of bacon from. Okay.
So that wasn't very far away to make a lot of noise in the kitchen, you know.
I love the direction you took that question, because I wanted to know where are you geographically. Instead, you got a nice sort of blueprint of your house. So it makes me kind of wonder where the toilet is, but I'm not sure if we want to demo on that.
We'll just leave it at that.
All right, so they're at an undisclosed location. So I've been to that actually. One thing that's cool, your undisclosed location doesn't have the fast, doesn't have very fast internet, which means the tunes are really great and they are crooked. So you're like, it's some actually, and then sometimes it slows down just a little bit,
Oh,
which
jeez.
is pretty hip. So you might get some ideas for arrangement ideas looking back, where you could put
Right
some
on.
break beats. I'm out broadcasting from a new location myself, so I think we're barely hanging on.
Yep. Yep.
Today on this kitchen table where we are. Sounded great, Reeb. I've never heard that tune before. That second one, beautiful tune. Really
Thanks.
enjoyed that. That's your tune. That's your tune about Eastern Washington and the depths
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, thanks. It is.
Yeah, really, really, it's an honor record, and I'm just that you've given me, and I've never listened to it.
No,
From the street
no,
rap.
no. I don't really write very many songs, so yeah, it's kind of a newer song
Sing a
that I
song.
wrote, and yeah, it's not on a record.
Okay, well,
Maybe it
life
will
is
be.
not over yet. I'm looking forward to that the answer to that question being different next time I ask. Very cool. It's gorgeous.
Thanks, Robert.
Well, that's a nice segue because I'm going to try that song. Sometimes I do a song out of the notebook, and I show the audience. These are the notebooks here. I'm very romantic about my notebooks. They need to be spiral ruled notebooks, college ruled. I recently bought some wide ruled by accident, and I'm not sure it's going to work. I mean, it's like kind of like if I show up to a gig and I don't have a blue Tortex pick, I might just have to go home. I'm not, I'm very specific about a few things. So we'll do this one here right out of the notebooks, and I would welcome you to play a new one if either of you have a new one creeping out. Oh, yesterday would have been better than today, but today's better than ever. Yesterday would have been better than today, but today's better than ever. The train left the station at 2:45. 4:30, it was raining. 7:10 saw the sun go down. Street lights flicker in another small town. Albuquerque outward bound. Everybody loves that sound. Yesterday would have been better than today. Today's better than ever. Oh, yesterday would have been better than today. Today's better than ever. Sherry had 2 kids and a mother in tow, ages 6, 11, and 74. She packed a magazine and a couple of beers. When the kids fell asleep, she felt the tears start to flow with the second sip. There's a relief when you start to slip. Yesterday would have been better than today, but today is better than ever. I always wanted to leave that place, and I finally pulled the lever. Back in the car, it was shots of Jack. John pulled a bottle from his beige backpack. The bar was closed, but everyone was hanging on. Richard brought a guitar, started a song. Hey, play something everybody knows, like Satisfaction from the Rolling Stones. Yesterday would have been better than today. Today's better than ever. I was wanting to leave that place. I finally pulled the lever. The engineer hadn't slept in a couple of days. He paid the turns, only slightly dazed. He kept thinking about his brother who'd been dead 10 years. Didn't want to give anybody those nightmares. He blasted Little Richard and Elmore James. Midnight blues on the midnight train. Yesterday would have been better than today. Today's better than ever. I Cherry went walking in the fresh, clean air. To her left, to her right, nobody was there. She could see the road ahead, didn't fear the road behind. Her steps on the pavement made a clicking rhyme. Ooh, no, the first step was easy to take. You gotta be free to make your own mistakes. Yesterday would have been better than today. Today's better than never. I was wanting to leave this place, and I finally pulled the lever. Oh, yesterday would have been better than today. Today's better than ever. I was wanting to leave this place, and I finally pulled the lever. I love how you two both sat down on the last ring of the chord there. That was like very synchronized. Beautiful. They switched sides, and I'm going to guess the reason is I thought perhaps maybe you had to play guitar on one side of the table or something.
You're close. Well, the real reason is that the microphone is right above my seat, which is now Caleb's seat. My voice is quieter, so. But he's going to sing a song now where he needs a little more nuance, so, we just moved him on over there.
Robert, is that a brand new song there?
Brand new song, not even done.
All right.
I like
Well
it.
done. Nice one.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cool.
It's got a good melody.
I'm begging myself for new songs, but I'm gonna play you a real old one that came about when I was 25 or 26 years old. I won't tell you how old I am now, and you can just try and figure all that stuff out yourself.
Once we figure out where you're living right now, we'll work on your age.
Okay. It's called "Fall Like a Man." Well, here is a story of a man you know well, trying his whole life to stay far from the hell. And it's hard when he just don't believe that he can. He's just destined to fall like a man. Oh yes, he's destined to fall like a man. As a boy, he left home and everything he knew. He gave all that he had, and that was all that he could do. And he tried not to sell himself like some kind of a plan. Now he's destined to fall like a man. Oh yes, he's destined to fall like a man. All night when he, let's see. There you go. Now in everything he does, he is good and he is kind. And he knows that his soul is not part of his mind. Even though he is strong, he finds it hard to stand. He's just destined to fall like a man. Oh yes, he's destined to fall like a man. All night when he's all alone, that's just where he wants to be. Standing on a mountain with a flag for victory. Oh, he's hoping that you're hoping he'll be coming down again. Oh, he's destined to fall like a man. Oh, yes, he's destined to fall like a man. finds it hard to stand. He's just destined to fall like a man. Oh, yes, he's destined to fall like a man. Oh, for no man can stand to spend the rest of his days locked up in seclusion, contemplating his way. And so from his deck of cards he deals another hand, but he's destined to fall like a man. Oh, yes, he's destined to fall like a man. Oh, for no man can stand to spend the rest of his days locked up in seclusion, contemplating his way. And so from his deck of cards he deals another hand, but he's destined to fall like a man. Oh, yes, he's destined to fall like a man. Oh, yes, he's destined to fall like a man. Oh, yes, he's destined to fall like a man.
Yeah.
All right, fall like a man.
Loving it.
Oldie one, but a goodie one. All right.
When you were 25, were you living in Portland when you were 25?
I was. Oh, yeah.
Originally from the islands.
Yes, I am.
And Portland, would that be Colombo Day? Colombo, was that your group?
That was Colombo time. Yep, for sure. Yep.
I never saw Colombo. I was aware of Colombo's existence. You know how that can be. But in fact, somebody mentioned a concert by, wow, this guy's great. Johnny Fritz. Have you come across Johnny Fritz?
Yeah.
Love Johnny Fritz. I
Yeah.
just come across his record. Somebody turned me on to him. And then I guess he used to be Johnny Corndog. And I actually said to myself, I saw Johnny Corndog at the Wild Buffalo. But I didn't. It had happened. People talked about it. I was aware of it. And now 15 years later, I think I was at that show. But upon further reflection, I wasn't there. So I think perhaps in another 5 years, it's not going to be that much longer now, I will have been at most of the Club O shows. What's happening,
Nice.
I think we have some nice comments going out there in comment land. We have some people piping in from Maryland, and some usually when Caleb and Reeb are on the show, we get a lot of people in from Alaska, so that's nice.
Oh, yeah.
It'll give me a nice Alaska feeling.
Alaska!
Yeah, I can't wait to get back to Alaska.
Cheers, Alaska.
Would have been nice if they could provide us with a Democratic senator. But you know what? We're all a little worn off from politics. We got to take a little break here, and let's just praise what is to be praised, and we work on the rest. Like Georgia, the song of you, just an old sweet song, keeps Georgia on my mind. I'm not going to play that one because I don't know it, and I've proven that by doing it the last 2 weeks, and so this week I'll do a song where if I make any mistakes, it'll be hard for people to know, because while this is not a new song, it's not yet recorded, but it's sort of on the subject of being at age some distance from 25 and feeling that. Let me introduce you to my wife. You've probably seen her before. I was a boyfriend a couple years ago. Let me introduce you to her sister. In from out of town. You might recognize her. She used to hang around. Now we're older, feel the same. Just older. Let me introduce you to my son. Call him Jay. Kid remembers everything. Careful what you say. He says he wants to be a dancer. You should see him ball the jack. Gotta keep both eyes. Kid like that. Now we're older. We feel the same. Just older. Let me introduce you to the fiddler. It's better when he's in the band. His kids are in college. Wife loves another man. We saw her last week. Reagan leaves. She said, have you ever seen such a fall? She said, I'd like you to meet Todd. I said, yeah, give me a call. Now we're older, feel the same. Now we're older, feel the same. Just older. Pass it back over to the kitchen table where bacon can be tossed from frying pan to seat.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, we have an old song for you. Everyone knows this one, so better sing along.
I've done some sing-alongs on the net. It can be done. A lot of people are intimidated into sing-alongs and live stream concerts, but not me. I think you're on the right path.
Yeah, I mean, you know, people at home don't even have to be self-conscious about their singing voice because they're probably by themselves. So.
Yeah, it's like singing in the car or singing in the shower. You just sing along. Right, David?
We're going to get back on the road in a couple of years, and our audiences are just going to have these robust voices because they've worked it out. You know, they're singing.
That's what I'm striving for. Yeah,
Well,
we talk a lot about how...
I'm MC sometimes when I forget things I need to say, and then I talk over the intro of the guest, which you notice are things like Jay Leno didn't do. You know, he did not. He kind of said what he said, and he introduced the man and got out of the way. Whereas I introduced you and then started talking over you, so I apologize. I'm working on it. I do want to say we do have somebody who's going to stump the band, and so he knows who he is, and we'll be calling him in a little while. But the message I received from him was, he said, I'll have to think of a song. But the thing is, you know who you are out there. I'm leaving that as a surprise. 3 songs. You get 3 chances to stump the band. So that's a message to the listener out there. And I'm getting a note from our producer through the other window on my screen, which means I'm going to say Caleb and Reeb all the way from the kitchen table.
All right.
All right. Good to be here with you.
Well, Caleb and I talk a lot about how we know a lot of obscure old songs and obscure new songs, and sometimes you just have to sing the songs everyone knows because they're the best songs. That's why everyone knows them. And you think everybody sings them, but everybody doesn't actually sing them. So it's good to know those ones sometimes. I was standing by my window on one cold and cloudy day, and I saw that hearse come rolling for to carry my mother away. The circle be unbroken by and by, oh, by and by. There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Lord, I told the undertaker, please drive slow, for that body you are hauling. Lord, I hate to see her go. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Well, I followed close behind her, tried to hold up and be brave, but I could not hide my sorrow as they placed her in the grave. The circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by. There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the Went back home and home was lonesome. Missed my mother, she was gone. All my brothers, sisters crying, they feel so sad and alone. Well, the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by. There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Well, the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by. There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, wrong with that number right there, especially at the kitchen table. This, this happens, you know. This happens. We play the gigs. We go stay where we're staying, and I mean, there are musicians who go on the road and sleep in hotels, and every now and then we get open up for them. But mostly we stay at our friends' houses, and if we don't have a friend at the start of the gig, we make a friend by the time the gig's over. And then you get back there and you sit around the kitchen table, and then you know they're just sitting around, and maybe their neighbors are over, and you play a little "Will the Circle Be Unbroken," and I mean, you can't go wrong with that at the kitchen table. That's a good idea. What I often will do in this situation is I'll hear somebody do something, and that will remind me of a song that I know that's sort of in that genre, which I don't actually know, but I'm kind of convinced that with just the right amount of elixir, I'll be able to accomplish enough of the song to provide the essence, and really hope that nobody out there is a stickler. So just sort of as a demonstration to people how that can potentially happen at a kitchen table after a gig, I bring you this one. Wouldn't that have been nice if I was tuned up and I'd be just like right in there, you know, really sick. I will. See, I'll do this, and then you two will have something else for us, and then I think it's about time to play Stump the Band. And I thought I'd just ask you a fun question, and maybe I'll ask myself it too, because I don't have an answer. Probably this is the longest you've been off the road in your adult life, and because I know both of you were in the carnival as kids, so in your adult life, where does your mind drift to? Of places that maybe so don't answer right now. You know, I'll give you a minute. I'll give you a minute while I play half of this song that I love. That there's just like maybe you could drift on. Where does your mind drift to? That you wish you were. I hate wishing sometimes, but where does your mind drift to that you're not traveling to now? So that's a question. I'm gonna get a tune. The wood stove was nice and hot when I started, but I'm not staying here late tonight, so I'm not putting more wood in it, so I'm layering up. I bought this shirt. I did do a little thrift shopping, and I like a loud shirt. And I do subscribe, which, I mean, I'm no surprise to a lot of the viewers. I subscribe to the philosophy of the bigger the V, the better the me. However, this shirt is an extra large, and I'm not an extra large. So the shirt's a little big on me. I'm like, that just be fine. But that means the V is even better. You know, even just like that's a real honest to God V I got going on. Which is just a few old memories slipped in through my door. Though I thought I closed it so tightly before, and I can't understand it. Why'd you bother my mind? Where it all belongs to another place and time. Just a few old keepsakes way back on the shelf. No, I don't even notice. I'm surprised it's still there. There's a few old long letters with pages all brown, and an old faded picture turned upside down. Just a few old memories slipped in through my door. Oh, I thought I closed it so tightly before, and I can't understand it. Why'd you bother my mind? Where it all belongs to another place and time. Don't you just love that song? Not necessarily my version, but the one
I
you
love
know.
that song.
Beautiful.
I'm so glad you did that one.
Nice one, Robert.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's a beautiful song.
Hazel Dickens.
Is that a Hazel Dickens song?
It's a Hazel Dickens song. Yep.
So many
Probably knew that
beautiful
when I learned it a long time ago. It's on the Trio record, right? The famous Leonard Ronstadt
Yeah.
record.
I think
No, it's
right.
on the second one, not the famous one.
Right,
That's
right.
right. You're right
Yeah.
about that.
The more obscure one.
I love Hazel
Yeah.
Dickens so much. Love seeing her at Wintergrass, maybe, I don't know, '05. And she's
Wow.
just like, I'm never coming out here again. This is too far.
Oh, that's cool. You got to see her. I never got to see her live. I would have loved to. Such a good songwriter.
It's funny because I heard that she came to the San Francisco Hardly Strictly Bluegrass Festival, but the guy who put that festival on was, kind of loaded, and the only way the whole reason for him doing that festival was to have Hazel Dickens come out and play Hardly Strictly Bluegrass in San Francisco, and she didn't want to come out to the West Coast, so he hired her a private jet and flew her out. That was like just to get Hazel Dickens to come out to this festival.
You had to create a festival and fly her in a private
Yeah,
jet.
so I'm working on that. I'm kind of going for that model. I'm just like, I'm not going to go anywhere anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody somewhere in the world will fly me somewhere on a private jet.
Yeah.
And then, then I'll be like Hazel Dickens and I can rest in peace and everything will be wonderful.
That's one tour strategy.
No,
Caleb.
I'm not really looking for that, folks. I'm missing a lot of people. Robert, you asked, where does your mind go when you're sitting at home, not on tour?
Yeah.
And you just played that song. It's a few old memories, which there's a lot of good memories that come back. It's kind of hard to say. The first thing I thought about when you said that was sitting on the back of a tractor digging a hole. Like I like digging holes in dirt, like kind of like driving like since I was a little kid, I wanted to drive tractors and stuff. So I'm like, well, I'm not touring. Maybe I can drive a tractor. But then I thought about it again, and I thought really like going to Ireland. And after a gig, you can either go to the kitchen table or you can go to a pub and get locked in, and there's some kind of a sing-song that happens, which is essentially around the kitchen table, but it's in the bar, and you know what that's all about, having a good sing-song in Ireland.
Guilty as charged.
Whew, that is one of the best musical experiences ever. A cappella.
It's a real thing that we kind of have here, but when you're over there, it's like over here, yeah, you might stay late at a bar and people might play some songs, but really only people who are performers would play songs. And over there, you get the feeling, people have songs. People have songs inside them and they sing them when they're in the right time. They're not professionals. They have songs inside them. There's a song culture that still feels very alive. So it definitely is great.
Pretty amazing.
That
Pretty
and
amazing.
to build that here because take what we like from other places and bring it home.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of, tell us a little bit about your festival. You probably didn't do it this year. I know you didn't because nobody can do anything. But
The great big Fado Do.
Fado Do. Yeah.
Yeah, the Fado Do is kind of it's a Cajun name. Fado Do is it's basically a dance party, and we love having just honky tonk, country music, Cajun music, whatever we can get to get everyone up and dancing and having a good time together. The Fado Don't Miss It is what we call it.
Nice.
Fado Don't Miss It. But it didn't happen this year. We're hoping it can happen again in the future. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't notice yet, but we will notice soon if we can have it.
We will.
There was a great Saturday Night Live skit with We Don't Notice, or We Notice.
Doctor We Notice.
Doctor We Notice. Doctor We Notice knows a lot of things about a lot of things, but this we don't notice. We don't notice when we're going to have our festival again. Hey, Reeb, why don't you talk about something?
Well, maybe we should do a song for them, Caleb.
That's my kind would be great.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. All right. We'll do. Well, I know Robert's a fan of Paul Birch,
Oh yeah.
as am I. So we'll do one of my favorite songs that Paul Birch wrote, called "The Last of My Kind." It kind of feels like a mellow mood tonight, so we're playing all these dreamy songs, but that's
Hey,
all
it's
right.
Sunday, and Sunday's a nice calm day.
All right.
It's good. Treat with care, don't crease or tear. I am the last of my kind.
If there were a librarian to the earth on me, she'd place a sign.
Treat with care, don't crease or tear. I am
The last of my kind.
Beautiful. Love it. Love it. Love it. Thank you.
Reeb Willms.
Oh,
Woo!
Incredible. Well, I mean, this is part of what happens when you're sitting around the kitchen table, or not as much at a lock-in. At a lock-in, there's sort of there's a tradition of not harassing people for requests, but definitely at a late night party around a kitchen table in the circles I run, this could happen. And people have different feelings about requests. You know, there's couples who watch the show. There are some couples regularly watching, and some members of that couple, half, will be the type to sing, to shout requests. You know, at a David Bromberg concert, they're shouting, you know, play Delia, that kind of thing. And then the other one part of the couples doing this sort of thing. Don't do that. And some people are into it, some are not. I kind of like it. Let's get the party started. I don't, until now, I wasn't aware of an egg with confetti in it. So I thought maybe a good way to have fun. I like when the walls break down, So in the spirit of that, we're going to give Bob a call. Bob has agreed to play Stump the Band, and I hope he picks up. So I'm calling him here. I'll put it on speaker. Turning the volume up. 650 number. No idea. Bob, are you there? Nice. Bob, is it Bob Fedna? Okay. Well, we'll say it. Fedina. Fedide. Oh, Caleb is telling me to get closer to my microphone in hopes that people will hear it. Is that improved? The bigger, you're getting a big shot of the V as well. I mean, which is, part of the show, part of the whole thing. All right, Bob. So we are playing Stump the Band, and the first question is, have you ever been a contestant on a show of this nature? Yeah. Okay, so and where do you live?
I live in Burlingame, California.
Burlingame.
About
Burlingame, Iowa? Ohio?
San Francisco Airport.
Ooh, that's a beautiful area. Are you south? You're south of the airport.
South of it.
Because if you're north, you'd be in San Francisco. And you play music, Bob?
I attend.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I attend.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, you're in good company here. There's no shame in that, Bob. Absolutely no shame whatsoever in playing a very small instrument. Caleb's done it all his life, and he's done all right. So,
Okay.
yeah, he's doing good. And
I just study under him.
I was his understudy in Colobo, so I learned all the lyrics, and I was ready. So if at any point he got a head cold or something, I could step up and do him. But that guy he's fit as a fiddle. Uh,
Yes.
you know, don't they have great paintings behind their kitchen table?
Yes, they do.
Or it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. I feel like I want to be there. Okay, well, that's enough chit chat. People don't want my riffing around. They want to hear your request. Now we have 3 chances to stump the band, and if you do stump the band, you win a prize of which has not been developed yet. We don't know what the prize is, but we do know it's a great thing to win a prize. So, what is your first question? Stump the band. I wonder if one of us can do it. Miner's Lullaby. Okay, I can say safely I cannot do Miner's Lullaby, which means I'm passing that over to the red tablecloth. Okay, I bet so. Let's keep this one in our back pocket. I bet one of us could do some song of which lullaby is in the title. So just we're Caleb and Reeb. That's the way we're working the room here. You know, we're making people feel connected. Bob, request number 2. Ooh, beautiful. Waiting for the times to get better. Um, Caleb's passing that one back over there. I might be able to do that, but let's go with request number 3. Bob is well on his way to winning the undisclosed prize here. Okay, request number 3.
Oh, we get 3 chances. This is good.
Oh,
Waiting for what?
I thought it was between both.
Oh, are you there, Bob?
Sing me,
Yeah.
sing me a song I like.
Sing me a song I can cry. These are great titles. Did you write these songs? These are beautiful titles. Sing me a song I can cry to, and the one before that was waiting for things to get better. Okay, here's what we'll do. Waiting for things to get better. Okay, so I'm going to do that one, and Reeb and Caleb are going to do the third request. Is that okay? Thanks for tuning in, Bob. We're going to do the best we can, and come back on another Sunday. We love having new people at the kitchen table, and thanks for playing.
I got it fit in that category.
One morning I woke up, my legs they were tethered. I was waiting for things to get better. One day I went walking, there was a great change in the weather, so I was just waiting for things to get better. Well, I went vegan, I no longer wore leather. I was waiting for things to get better. Once I had a girl, but we are no longer together, so I'm just waiting for things to get better. I'm waiting, waiting for things to get better. I'm waiting, no hesitating, waiting for things to get better. I'm waiting for things to get better. Bob, that's not what you requested, but it's best I could do on the subject at hand, and I'm really looking forward to
Robert, that was amazing. Did you just make that up?
Song about tears.
Did you just make that up, Robert?
I made that up.
That was incredible.
Wow.
I was waiting for you to use the word sweater.
I was too. That was my initial rhyme. Here in Bellingham, we have a band called that was going to take me to sweater weather, but I really want to land on sweater. There are some things I can't get rid of, like a beat up old sweater. I don't want to wait for that to get better. I want to keep wearing it for years and years, even though it is beaten and tethered. That's for Bob.
You could also use I'm just going to go out and get her. Because maybe your friend is in trouble out in the cold weather, and you need to go help her and get her a new wool sweater. There's a lot going on. That was incredible. Nice job, Robert. I'm impressed. On the fly. What was the third one? I couldn't quite write down the third one there. Third request.
How can I stop crying?
How can I
song
stop?
you can cry to?
Sing me a song we can cry to.
Sing me a song I can cry to. Sing me a song. Yeah. I thought you heard it, and I saw this look of recognition in Reeb's face, and I just was like,
Well,
I mean, if people can sing a song I can cry to.
This isn't the song by that title, but it's very similar. I think maybe Bob would like it. Can we try it? This one's called Sing Me a Sad Song, so I don't know.
it's about the same concept as you.
It's along those lines. This well, here you go. They always ask me why I love to sing a sad song. Don't it bring you down? They wanna know. Mister, I don't sing the blues to get 'em. I just open up my mouth and let 'em flow. So sing me a sad song and make me happy. A good old country weeper, that's for me. Take me to a bar with a jukebox and play the song called Misery Loves Company. Broken hearts, yes, I know all about 'em. Flowing of the liquor and the tears. It's been that way since love came into fashion. And there'll be sad songs in 100,000 years. So sing me a sad song to make me happy. A good old country weeper, that's for me. Take me to a bar with a jukebox and play the song called Misery Loves Company. Play the song called Misery Loves Company. All right.
Ah, beautiful. Beautiful.
Good old
Yeah,
country
Bob, thank you
weeper.
so much. I
Sad
think
song,
we
cry.
got close enough to the mark. Certainly close enough for the kitchen table. I mean,
Did
what
our
a
best.
joy! What a joy to have you two on the show. Thanks for playing. And any news, any updates we should know about? Can we order your wreaths at calebandreebwreaths.com?
If you
Reeves Wreaths.
if you want to order a wreath, you just write me an email and I'll make you a wreath.
Better yet, write us a letter at P.O. Box 1231, East
Yep.
Sound, Washington, 98245.
Now you gave away our
Love it.
location.
Nope.
That's good
But
though.
if you write us a letter, we'll send you a wreath. P.O. Box 1231, East Sound, Washington, 98245. You got to put a $40 check in there. No,
Yeah.
not you, Robert, but everyone else does.
Well, it's
things
expensive
are
to
not-
ship the wreath. I mean, if not, unless we
Hey,
got some cargo going from East Sound to Bellingham.
We got to pack it in ice so it stays fresh. We got to keep it cool.
Yeah. Well, you see these people at the airports. I mean, Bob does down there at the San Francisco airport. People go up to Canada, up
Yep.
north in British Columbia, and then they come home with these big coolers full of wreaths to have down
That's
there.
right. Styrofoam this thick, packed full of wreaths,
No styrofoam.
No styrofoam. We won't use
Come
any
on.
styrofoam.
Well, absolutely a pleasure. Great to see your smiles and have a few laughs and sit around the kitchen table with you. I think I'm going to wrap us up with one more tune, and we'll see everybody next week. Once again, we have Bridget Kearney is our guest in 2 weeks, and the next week is Scott Cook. You know both those folks?
Yeah.
Bridget Kearney for sure. Yep.
You're in for a good treat.
Awesome.
Yeah, Scott Cook's a great songwriter. I always say he's from Canada, but he's one of these cats. You know, he's kind of from Michigan, kind of from Edmonton. You know, he's like
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
songwriter. Looking forward to hearing him. Let's see. Yeah, I remind everybody we do have the digital tip jar going on, so put a few bucks in there, and I will ship that over to East Sound. COVID times, money moves slowly, but what I do is I get a guy who has a boat, and I go down there with a big bag of the digital tips, and I trust this guy with the boat, and he gets over there. Should be there by April or something like that. So that's
Great. Sounds great.
and
Robert, thank you very much for having us.
thanks.
Thank you so much for having us.
It's wonderful. Wonderful to see you both. Wonderful to hear
See
you.
you too.
And a big thanks to David Pender Lofgren. We had to, at the very last minute, stumble into a new scenario here. Hey, COVID is a serious thing, and it wasn't good for us to be in the same room. Even though people, don't worry, it was very minor. This was just out of a sense of precaution because, hey, it's a good time to take precaution. Thanks, everybody. Once again, it's really would have been sharp if I had been in tune and just launched into that. Like, that's another thing Jay Leno didn't do. You know, he didn't start things and then have to start them again. So, well, good work for Jay. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and for anybody for whom this is the first time, we certainly hope to find you back here on Sunday nights, every Sunday night. And when we get into Christmas time, we're going to add an extra show because I do a holiday show every year called A Very Subdued Christmas, where I play a variety of unusual Christmas songs. Well, speaking of which, Caleb and Reeb, stay on the old Zoom for a minute there, and we'll chat after the show. So what we'll do in a special show Christmas Eve. Normally, you know, I like to be a hardworking folk musician, but normally I do take Christmas Eve off. But not this year because I feel like people are going to be in their houses, not getting together with family, and they might enjoy a little music. And for those of you who don't know, I recite all of Dylan Thomas as a child's Christmas in Wales. So if you like Dylan Thomas and you want to hear a little Dylan Thomas on Christmas Eve in the words of Leonard Cohen, I'm your man. Other than that, find us every Sunday. I'd like to close the show, as always, with a song from the great songwriter from Cork City, Hank Waddell. It's great to see you, because we thought you were dead. You'd come back to life, you get out of your bed. It's great to see you. Was that your ghost? Thought you were gone. Burnt toast, it's great to see you. Whisper nothing, sing softly on your ear. Try not to cut you, the moment that's here. Shadow at night, me, the feeling's clear. I couldn't ask for anything more. It's all about the times we share. It's all about the times we share. It's great to see you. We're gonna stay. You're here for long. Are you leaving at the break of day? It's great to see you. Yeah, it's true. It's great to see you. It's great to be near you. It's all about the times we share. It's all about the times we share. It's all about the times we share. Thanks. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. My name is Robert Sarazin Blake. The name of the show is From the Kitchen Table. Caleb and Reeb were our guests. David Pender Lofgren made sure it all actually happened. Stay safe. See you next time.